I believe we are going to get Coach Paris right now. Coach Joe Paris of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Coach, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All righty. Congratulations on the crazy start to the 2021 campaign. A couple of victories over Boardman and one that was straight bananas. That seventh inning was a little bizarre, to say the least, Coach.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. First of all, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Boardman, both games were they got out in front of us in both games. And in the first game, we scored 9 in the sixth against them at their place, and we had a comfortable lead. We were up 8-3 in the seventh inning with one out and nobody on base. And I went to my bullpen. My pitcher had too many pitches, so I got him out of there. And then our bullpen, we struggled a little bit with our control. We weren't getting ahead of hitters. We had a few hit batters, and we walked a few guys. And you can't do that to a team like Boardman because it's going to come back to haunt you. They're very well coached over there with Joe Gabriel and his staff. And those Boardman kids, they come to play, and they're going to play to the last out.
Joe Paris, the head baseball coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. All right, so everyone is basically in the same boat. We didn't have baseball in 2020. The last time we had baseball, the sophomores and freshmen, or I should say the seniors and juniors were sophomores and freshmen. The underclassmen, the sophomores and freshmen, were in junior high. Has this year been more of a teaching year than normal, Coach?
I mean, yes and no. The thing that's I've noticed is the enthusiasm is through the roof. These guys my guys are ready to play. They've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the day to get out in the field and play a meaningful game. And they get really hyped before the game. And I'm just proud of the way they worked. They've worked so hard, and they've stayed patient. And that's the hardest thing, just to stay patient and wait for your time to come. And my senior class has done a great job of leading the younger kids. And, I have a great coaching staff that works with me. And so we just spend a lot of time with each other, and we're just ready to go. And I think every team around the area is the same way. Practice gets old after a while. You've been practicing for so long, and you want to get out there and play against a real opponent. So it's been good so far. It's been good.
All right, let's talk about that coaching staff, because Austintown Fitch it has had an unbelievable tradition of really, really good baseball through the years. Let's talk about that coaching staff of yours.
Well, my coaching staff is fantastic. Jake Corbett's my assistant varsity coach. He's been with me for forever, since I've been coaching. We've been together. We even coached middle school basketball together for a long time. He's one of my best friends. And we had a new addition, Frank Pugliese. He helps out as well. Joe Chepke is our head JV coach. He's been with us for a long time. And John Drummond is also our freshman coach. But what means a lot to me is we also have some volunteer coaches. And the volunteer coaches, Joey Chepke, Robbie Russo, these kids have played for me in the past, and they've come back to coach with me. And to me, that means a lot. But make no mistake about it, this is Coach Cappola's program, and it's like falling in Vince Lombardi's shoes. You had Coach Cappola and Coach Rorick, and then Wally Ford was here and did an unbelievable job. And now I'm taking over and trying to do the right things and following their footsteps and make those guys proud as well.
You mentioned that you have a freshman team. I got to believe the turnout for the Austintown Fitch baseball program was huge this year.
It's been the best turnout since I've been here. We have 18 freshmen that came out. And usually, our senior class is 7 or 8. Our junior class is about the same. Sophomore class is about the same. But I'm a school teacher at the middle school, and one thing I've done when I took over was I let the 8th graders come in the fall. And, when the guys are inter-squadding and we get in the weight room and we do some cardio work, I get the 8th graders involved to see what Fitch baseball is really like. And they really enjoy that too. So it's a process, but I am so proud of our freshman class. It's great to see those numbers, and it makes me feel good.
Coach, you have one of the rarities in this entire area in that you have a turf field, and you can basically go on that field anytime you want to. I mean, unless, of course, there's thunder and lightning, but it's the inclement weather. There really is no such thing. As long as there's no standing snow, you can basically be on that field. How often have your kids been able to take advantage of that?
All the time. I don't even think we had any rainouts last year. Or, I'm sorry, we didn't play last year. The year before at home, we get out there and it's raining. I remember 2 years ago, I think we played Mooney, and actually I think it was on a Sunday afternoon we played Mooney, and Cleveland Indians got rained out, but we got our game in. So it's just a tremendous advantage. Our Board of Education, our athletic director, Louis Van Hoos at the time, and now Jim Pank, they have done just a great job. We have a great superintendent right now, an ex-Akron Zip baseball player like myself, Dave Capozzello. So it all starts from the top and rolls down through us, through our program. And we're just all appreciative of what we have in our community. We live in a great community in Austintown. I grew up there. I played for Coach Coppola at Fitch. So this is just, for me, it's a dream come true, and I appreciate every second I get.
Joe Paris, he is the head baseball coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. He joins me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline. So when you guys are on the road, there's about a 99% chance that you're playing in a normal baseball field, and I use air quotes when I say normal, where it's dirt infield. So how are you guys able to go back and transition from the turf that you're playing to the dirt infield of the road games?
I'll tell you what, I did, honestly, when we went to Boardman last week, and I was watching our team take infield, we really struggled. Our outfielders, the balls were bouncing all over the place. You just don't get those true hops in the infield and the outfield. It took us a while to adjust. We haven't been on a grass field. The boys played at Scene Park or Austintown Community Baseball last summer, so that's probably the last time that, or maybe in the fall if they played at Scene in the fall. It's probably the last time they were on grass. So I did notice it when we started our game against Boardman. And we're going to have to get adjusted to it. We've been blessed with our beautiful field, but at the same time, we have to adjust to going on the road and playing. We can't just play well at home. We have to play well on the road as well. So it's going to be a process, but we'll adjust. Our guys are resilient, and they'll do what it takes to be successful.
Coach, one of the great things about Austintown Fitch, just like some of the other blue blood baseball programs in this area, you take pride in a very difficult non-conference schedule. Now, Fitch and Boardman and Harding, they're three of the smallest Division I programs in all of Ohio. That wasn't the case years ago. Unfortunately, it is today. But let's talk a little bit about your non-conference schedule.
Yeah, what I try to do is I try to schedule. I go up. We were in the Federal League for years, so I've built some relationships with some of those coaches. So this year, we'll go up and play Perry, Massillon Perry. They'll come down and play us. We've played Massillon Jackson in the past. We played Green every single year, and they got such a great program up there. We're going to play Akron Hoban. So having a week non-conference schedule isn't going to help us when it comes tournament time. I want our guys to see the best pitching. Our conference is tremendously talented with the teams that we have, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we're ready when we get into our sectionals and districts, because that's the teams we're going to play. We're going to play the Federal League teams in those tournament games. So I want our guys to see the best pitching we can and be prepared.
Well, the All-American Conference will prepare you. You've already played Boardman. You get an absolutely loaded Canfield program for a couple of games. Warren, Harding, and Hallander, nothing to sneeze at either. This is a really good conference for you guys.
It is, and the coaching staffs that these teams have are I know they're going to have their kids prepared. Gary Niddle over at Canfield and Joe Gabriel and Andrew and Warren. And so these teams are going to come in and they're going to be well prepared, and we got to play our best. You can't have a decent game and beat these teams. You got to come out and you got to play your A game, and you got to get ahead. Against Boardman, we fell behind in both games and we had to battle. to get back into those games, giving up early runs in both those games. And these teams are just too good for that. So we have to play better. We've played okay up to this point, but I know we can play better, and my players know that they can play better, and we will. But the conference is loaded, like you said, and it's going to be very interesting. Every single game matters. Every single game matters. So we'll see what happens, but we'll be ready.
Coach, have you played 2 games? I know you've played 2 against Boardman. Is that the amount of games you've played this year, or have you played one more game?
No, sir. We opened up on Saturday with Niles.
Okay.
Yeah, underneath the lights, yes.
Okay, so you're 3-0 on the campaign then.
Yes, we are, yes.
All right. And let's before we let you go, and we're speaking with Joe Paris. He is the head baseball coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Let's talk about that senior class that is you're relying on for leadership. Let's talk about that class, Coach.
They're amazing. I got 2 senior captains in Jake Lawrence and Vinny Shortino. And these guys, they get everything ready for practice. And when I walk into the gym after I get out of school, these guys are ready to go. And it just starts with those 2, and it just trickles down to everybody else. And it's so important that our young kids, especially that group that I talked about with our 18 freshmen, see that the older kids are focused in what we're supposed to do. I get the boys for about 2 hours a day. So, my main philosophy is I don't get so caught up in wins and losses. I just want my guys to play the game of baseball the way it's supposed to be played. And, when I get them, it's 100% all the time. And they know that. That's my philosophy. And it's important for those guys to pass that down to the youngsters that's in the program, because they set an example for those guys. And so it's not just those 2 boys, though. I just have an unbelievable senior class and my junior class as well. They're just a bunch of great kids, great students. They come from great families, and, we got a great booster club led by Gennaro Russo. He doesn't even have any kids in the program, and he's doing all this stuff. So the whole it's just a bunch of moving parts, and everybody just comes together for the betterment of this program. And I'm blessed to be a part of it. Very blessed.
Well, the community of Austintown backs their school, backs the Falcons, whatever sports, and that's one of the cool things about Austintown. Is the fact that the community comes together for the athletics at the Austintown schools. Joe, congratulations on the success to this point. I know you got a long, long way to go with the season, 24 regular season games left. Hopefully the weather will clear to give us a good stretch of games so you guys don't have to practice nearly as much. And continued success to you, sir.
Oh, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, I'd like to say hi to my wife and children.
No, okay. Please do.
They're a big part of it. They let me put the time in I need to make this program successful, and I am very, very grateful and thankful to them as well. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of your show today.
All right, Coach. Always a pleasure, sir.
Okay, take care.
All righty. Joe Paris, he is the head baseball coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, off to a 3-0 start.